All of you, of course, a little belated. Just to introduce myself once again to those who do not know me yet, who have not met me in our first episode. I'm Avijit, by background an instrumentation and electronics engineer, had the opportunity to work with various blue chip MNCs in India and abroad at varying levels of seniority up to top management. Decided to diversify into a different line away from my core line of expertise, that was engineering. Developed a passion towards what should I say, wellness and nutrition. Used to be an ardent sportsman, got the opportunity to play at national plus levels in badminton, and became a part-time entrepreneur. In my passion towards nutrition, wellness, holistic living, I also had the opportunity and exposure to teach a few allied subjects in a cardiothoracic department of a very reputed government medical college in Kolkata, and became a public speaker, got certified as a wellness advisor gradually, shifted gears, became a full-time entrepreneur, and today I'm here in front of you with our episode 2. So as we had said, let us discuss about colors and joy, because it's just after Holi now. Of course, when we talk of colors and joy, it has to be with a stress on holistic living or holistic wellness, holistic health. Now, let me ask you a simple question. Tell me, have you seen how colorful nature is? Holi is a time for colors, a year for colors. Now, Leigh Hunt had written, "Colors are the smiles of nature." Can you tell me, why is nature so colorful? What is there so colorful about nature? You will see yellow, green, red, violet, pink. This is a picture from near my son's home in the US, and this was a flower garden they had gone to visit. Why is nature so colorful? That brings us to the topic of phytonutrients. These colors are actually pigments in the plant. They are very strong antioxidants. They protect the plants from insects, from the harshness of nature, from weather conditions, from stress, pollution, etc. And plants remain ever colorful. We will talk about carotenoids. We will talk about flavonoids as we go along. But let me come to the point again. What are these? Why are they so important for us? Carotenoids and flavonoids are a family of phytonutrients in the plants. How do they help us? In our episode 1, we had discussed a bit on antioxidants. Let us come to that once again. What are antioxidants? Antioxidant, basically, before we discuss, we need to know what a stable oxygen atom is. It has 6 electrons in its outer shell. Usually, they require 2 electrons from outside, from somewhere, to become an oxygen ion, or in the normal state, they share 2 electrons along with another oxygen atom and become an oxygen molecule. That means 8 electrons are required in the outer shell. Why am I discussing this? I'll tell you, I'll show you that. Just give me a second. Why is this not going? Yeah. Basically, what happens due to extreme pollution, extreme, what should I say, stress, excitement, especially in the urban cities, in the urban places, this oxygen atom, stable oxygen atom, instead of taking two electrons, loses an electron. When it loses an electron, it becomes a positive ion, and then it is called a free radical. A free radical, you all must be knowing, causes a lot of oxidative stress. In our first episode, General Well-Being, we had discussed a lot about oxidative stress. We had discussed how we could prevent oxidative stress from happening, what precautions we can take, and there was a YouTube link. We have kept it open for you again for revisiting in case you want to. Those who do not have the link, who are new today, can always get the link from someone who has invited you, or you can DM me on our Facebook group page, or you can, if you know my WhatsApp number, you can talk to me and I'll definitely send you the link. A free radical, then, it becomes very, very, what should I say, it's an oxidant, and it does a lot of harm to the different cells in our body and might cause diseases starting from blood pressure, heart diseases, to Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, cancer, etc., when they hit the DNA. And what is an antioxidant? An antioxidant is another molecule which has an excess of electrons in the outer shell. So they very happily give up one electron to the oxygen atom to make it stable again. Once the oxygen atom is stable, then the free radical activities stop. So what I was trying to say is, if we have to remain well, we will require a lot of antioxidants to be present in our body. Antioxidants, phytonutrients are there in the plants. There are some herbivores who eat on plants. Carnivores eat on the herbivores, and thus they get the phytonutrients into their body, those animals. But we, as rational human beings, as wise people, prudent people, we can definitely decide to add a lot of colors to our diet. Let's talk a little of that on that again. They say you only exist in your consciousness. What does that mean? What does that mean? When we see, let's say, a girl reading a book, there is a retina at the back of the eye, and that is a brain neural tissue. So what? There is a lot of, this is disturbing. There is a lot of connection, an eye-brain connection between this, the retina of the eye. Information exchange happens at the occipital lobe of the brain. So the eye is full of nutrients. It requires a lot of food: milk products, eggs, salmon, apricot, citrus, greens, beet, blueberry, carrot, etc., 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 etc. Now, so what? Therefore, when we come to phytonutrients, we were talking of colors today. Phytonutrients, you have to know that plants contain phytonutrients. Carotenoids and flavonoids are phytonutrients and are very powerful antioxidants. What type? When you see red, we will talk about these separately. Lycopene. When you see lycopene, you know it's red color there. Then there is another phytonutrient, another carotenoid called lutein in the yellow colored fruits. When you talk of green, you get lutein, you get another product called, another phytonutrient called zeaxanthin. In the red, you also have zeaxanthin. In yellow, also you have zeaxanthin. And these are just, what should I say, absolute nutrients that are required for the eye to function properly. Then we will come to colors like purple, blue, etc., which make up the flavonoid group of phytonutrients. Beta carotene is orange. Let's talk a little about them. You know, lycopene, where do you get lycopene? You get in tomatoes, watermelon flesh, red peppers. What does lycopene do? It reduces risk of cataracts and macular degeneration of the eye. Lutein will come to details after a little while. When we talk of lutein, it's found in corn, egg yolks, green lettuce, broccoli, present in the eye's macula and lens. It protects the eye from sun damage, reduces probability of macular degeneration and cataracts as we gradually age. And with our modern day activities where it's a lot of screen time that we use on the mobile, on the laptops, watching TVs, etc., there is a lot of blue light damage that happens to our eyes. You will find a lot of people nowadays have eye defects, retinal detachment, macular degeneration. These things happen. So phytonutrients protect us from those. Zeaxanthin, you get it in cooked spinach, chicory greens, mustard greens, turnip greens, hot chili pepper, basil, peas, egg yolks, sprouts, etc. It helps filter out the sun's rays, UVA and UVB. It's a retinal pigment. This also helps prevent macular degeneration. So you see, these colors are found in the pigments of the plants. When we talk of flavonoids, the best thing to take is blueberries. Blueberries are extremely strong antioxidants, very, very, very rich in flavonoids. But point is, where will you get blueberries continuously? And how many blueberries can we take? Numerous studies show that blueberries might slow down cognitive decline in seniors. Also, it delays the onset of Parkinson's, Alzheimer's diseases. UV rays do not enter or damage our eyes if we have a lot of antioxidants with flavonoids present with us. Catechins, very strong antioxidants, belong to the flavonoids family. Green tea, dark chocolate, apples, cherries, grapes, beans, raspberry, etc. Corticin helps prevent capillaries in the retina from leaking. Sun damage prevention helps optic nerves, macula, eye lens to remain healthy. Important, right? Where do we get quercetin? We can get them in black tea, apples, red grapes, citrus, fruits, red onion, leafy grapes, greens, broccoli, tomatoes, honey, etc. Rutin, juices of citrus fruits like orange, lime, lemon, white grape, etc., cabbage, spinach, they also protect the capillaries in our retina. Please understand, we are talking of colors. Bilberry is a relative of the blueberry family. It's called a vision superfood. If we, as we said, we exist in our consciousness. If we lose our vision, if our vision gets impaired, our brain gets impaired. So it's so important to protect our eyes. These antioxidants are required in our entire body, but the eye-brain connection shows that the first requirements is at the eyes. Bilberry helps protect the eyes from blue light damage, helps to keep the vascular system in the eye and the whole body stronger. Good, important. Have we learned a little bit about these things today? Some knowledge which maybe we have, maybe we were not so attentive about them, but now we get to know them. So as a summary, antioxidants help protect the tiny parts of the eye from cumulative free radical damage. Plant food contains phytonutrients, carotenoids and flavonoids. Middle-aged people can help ward off future eye diseases with proper nutrition. So, apart from taking a lot of colors in our diet, which is the macro part, we need to do that. Just as we had discussed in our previous episode also, when my child studies in school, we take the child to get some tuitions. That is called supplementation. There are fantastic supplementations available which give a color, beta carotene, a precursor to the eye health, bilberry. If we can get some supplements from natural sources, no chemicals, extracted and isolated from the plant pigments directly through some patented processes, maybe it would help us a lot. If you think this made sense, then we go to the next part. So we were talking about carotenoids and flavonoids. Next, let's go to, we talked about supplementation, but we have now talked about colors. We also need to talk about, give me a sec, this is creating a problem. This bar coming there. We need to talk of joy. We need to talk of happiness hormones. What are happiness hormones? Ever heard of happiness hormones? Let's see if we've heard about it. Heard about something called serotonin? What is serotonin? It's called the feel-good hormone. It is a chemical produced in the central nervous system in the midline of the brain stem. What does it do? It carries messages between the nerve cells in the brain and throughout the body. What does it do? It helps stabilize mood, plays a key role in body functions like mood, sleep, digestion, nausea, wound healing, bone health, blood clotting, sexual desire in the good sense. So how can we increase serotonin in our body? Adjust your diet, get more aerobic exercise sort of things, increase exposure to sunshine, manage emotional stress levels as we post regularly in our Facebook group, the 4 pillars of optimal health. Manage emotional stress levels, avoid sleep deprivation, try massage therapy. Good. With your stressed out office jobs, how much time do you get to do all this? Let's go to the next part. Dopamine. Dopamine is known as the reward chemical. It gives us a feeling of happiness. They are type of neurotransmitters and hormone. Key role body functions like movement, memory, pleasurable reward. What is pleasurable reward? I get a good feeling when I'm able to complete a task. I get a good feeling, a happy feeling when I'm able to achieve a goal. These things increase dopamine. What else can I do to increase dopamine? In serotonin, I need to tell you one thing, that too much overdose of serotonin is also extremely harmful for the body. There has to be a balance. We will come to the low level later on. For dopamine, if you want to increase dopamine in your body, the neurotransmitter and hormones, then it is very important to get enough sleep. Again, we go to the 4 pillars of optimal health. Listen to happy music whenever you can. relieves the mind, really helps release of dopamine. Meditate to the extent possible, read good books, positive mental attitude books. It helps to take you away from the stress of life mentally. Enough sun exposure, a balanced diet with less fat intake. This is low levels of dopamine is associated with several mental and neurological problems. How can I also get a good diet? Avocados. If you can afford to really, if we can afford to take them regularly in good quantity, peanuts, oats, leafy vegetables, olive green, lean meat with tyrosine. For serotonin to increase, you need to take high protein with tryptophan. Here, you need to take meat and lean meat with tyrosine. Turmeric. We have not come to the supplementation part yet. Let's go to the next happy hormone. It's called oxytocin. Oxytocin is a peptide hormone and neuropeptide normally produced in the hypothalamus and released in the posterior pituitary. Sorry, we cannot discuss too much, delve too much into these in this sort of a small session of 30 minutes, but definitely I would love to discuss with any and share whatever I know with anyone who is eager to know about these things, you know. It is called the love hormone. It generates a feeling of love and passion, empathy, trust, social bonding, reproduction, childbirth, and the period after, that is lactation period, physical touch, helping others, etc. What does it do? Increases intercellular calcium in the uterine smooth muscles, which help in uterine contraction. What else? Two main functions. Stimulates uterine contraction during labor, childbirth, and stimulates contraction of breast tissues to aid in lactation after childbirth. See the importance of this hormone, oxytocin. We cannot do without them. Last comes another, the painkiller, which gives us a fight or runaway flight response, the endorphins. The endorphins are chemicals that the body releases during a feeling of pain and stress. In fact, it helps the body to fight against that pain. So endorphins needs to be in the body in sufficient quantity. It is produced, they are produced in the brain and act as messengers to the body. They are naturally occurring opioids. Help relieve pain, reduce stress, improve sense of well-being, improves mood, gives a positive energy, positive outlook to people generally, and a feeling of euphoria. Isn't it important? Endorphins are very, very important for the body. These are the 4 happiness hormones. Do you think we need to talk a little about supplementation here? If you want to let me talk about supplementation, how can we do it? Apart from the food part, etc., sunlight, exposure to, as I said, for serotonin, protein, high protein, omega-3 fatty acids with a good source of omega-3. Ashwagandha is a fantastic, supplementation to keep a balanced level of and energy to stabilize mood in the body for serotonin. For dopamine, ginkgo, turmeric, ashwagandha, plant protein isolate is very important. For oxytocin, we require vitamin C, magnesium, taurine, caffeine, chamomile, lactobacillus, and of course, proper nutrition. For endorphins, vitamin C. If we could get a vitamin C, which gives a sustained release, vitamin C, once we consume, it then goes out through our urine in no time at all. That is why you will find vitamin C degenerates very fast. If we can find a supplementation with natural vitamin C, that means not ascorbic acid, etc., which which can give a sustained release for 8 hours in the body, definitely it helps us a lot. Because this vitamin C modulates the release of endorphins in the body. Apart from that, vitamin D, sunlight. Now there is another thing. Vitamin D, vitamin D to get absorbed in the body, you need something. For what should I say? Beta carotene to get absorbed in the body, you need something. You need zinc, which is stored in the liver. So it's a lot of interrelated things. But yes, a good supplementation definitely helps us to remain healthy and strong. It also helps to ward off early aging, distress. Maybe, as I said, the phytonutrients and happiness hormones will help us to live and lead a much healthier life than normal people do. Maybe we will have to go less to the doctor. We need to counsel and find out how we can remain healthy, we can remain well. The other side, every good thing has to have a bad thing. There are some sad hormones. Low levels of serotonin, low levels of dopamine, low levels of estrogen, low levels of progesterone can definitely harm us like anything. We need to keep a balance. But today our day was to discuss about colors, happiness, which is joy. So the sad hormones part and what to do to avoid the low levels, we can always discuss at a later date sometime. I hope, friends, this session did add value to you, and definitely I hope that you have found this to be interesting and you have some takeaway from this to utilize in your daily life. I would encourage you, since this YouTube link will also remain open for some time, along with if you could get hold of the previous YouTube link, to invite your friends, close relatives, etc., who you care for and who you think should also remain well, so that they can take something back from these sessions and live better, live healthily, utilizing the 4 pillars of optimal health. And this, friends, is holistic wellness. Our Facebook page group says holistic wellness, pristine you. That is the crux of the whole thing. So nice talking to you. Happy Holi, belated Holi once again.